ended up working in the same field as Mom, in some fashion. Some of us took a few detours on the way to getting there. But as you know, Mom is an incredible writer. I mean, take your breath away with a punch to the gut good writer. If she's ever written you a long personal letter or a remembrance for your wedding or a special occasion, then you know how lucky you are, and you probably have that letter stored away somewhere. I've got some emails and letters from her through the years, saved away in boxes, probably in her basement still. I need to and we have stories of her saved on our family's blog that we all keep together. And when she sits down to write you something from the heart, it is always so clear, so direct, so very perfect. And of course, there is never a comma or an apostrophe out of place. And if you're keeping score at home, that's the second grammar joke today. There will probably be 30 or 40 by the end of the day. The Reed's got 3 or 4. Okay, we'll take bets on that later, the over-under. So it's, after all that's considered, it's no surprise that Reed turned out to be an incredible writer who can write in almost any voice for any medium. I think he's writing for some medium right now. And when it comes to editing other people's writing, Mom can take a lump of coal and hand you back a diamond. Some of you may know this because you've handed her some coal. Back a diamond. Perhaps humbled in the process. I certainly have. So no one was surprised when Carter inherited that same ability to strip everything away unnecessary and make anyone's writing far more clear. He's the best editor of the bunch, probably better than Mom, maybe. We can fight about that later. If I'd sent him these remarks last night to look at, they'd be so tight that I'd probably be done already. Mom may love to correct your apostrophes, commas and details, but she is a storyteller. Above all, that's what she loves. She loves to pull back the veil and uncover the story that we all have buried in our hearts. And I think I got that passion from Mom. And probably also her ability to waste 5 hours with a laptop sitting in your lap on Facebook and I'm also very good at that. And Mom is a great mother-in-law. I know at least 3 ladies who would say that she's the best. Can I get a name of that?
Amen.
Already. I realized at some point while dating Rachel that part of the reason that I was falling in love with her was because her character and personality were so similar to my mother. Fortunately for me, I was smart enough not to say, "You remind me of my mother." It would have ended poorly. I wouldn't be sitting here today. I think my brothers and I all married women that take after Mom in very noticeable ways. Mom is so strong, so assertive, yet so very gentle. She is humble and tender with almost everyone, yet she's willing to fight for things worth fighting for. She is fiercely independent, yet so submissive in her willingness to follow a leader, as she did with our dad. She knows exactly what she wants to do and how. I'm guessing you probably all know a little bit about that. Yet she's also flexible and inclusive. I could be describing any one of our wives. I think her sons, including myself, all chose spouses with her traits that we admire. People always seem to gravitate to her, much like people did with Dad. And I'm convinced it has to do with what I think is probably her most admirable quality. She listens so well to the people around her and cares very deeply about them in very tangible ways. The way that she engages and listens to everyone and anyone was one of the things I know my wife first noticed and loved about Mom, about her mother-in-law. She's never just waiting in a pause for your conversation to turn your story into her story somehow. And Mom married smart too. She once gave great advice to me about marriage. She told me to marry so that the whole will be far greater than the sum of your parts. Marry so that you can do more for the kingdom together than you could ever do on your own. She certainly did that with Dad. They were able to do so much for the kingdom together in Jackson, in Gulfport, in Augusta, in Thompson, and here in Atlanta, planting so many seeds along that journey together that are still bearing fruit today and will continue bearing fruit after she's gone. And lastly, Mom has a personality that can carry the room.